The next topic is types of respiration. How many types of respirations are there? Basically, there are two types of respirations. Those are aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration. Two types of respirations: aerobic respiration, anaerobic respiration. What is aerobic respiration and what is anaerobic respiration? Let us see the definitions of aerobic and anaerobic respirations. Aerobic respiration means the respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen. The respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen is called aerobic respiration. Second one is anaerobic respiration. The respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen or low amount of oxygen is called as anaerobic respiration. That is definitions of aerobic and anaerobic respirations. Let us see how these two respirations are going on. Glucose is the food material. It is the simplest sugar. Glucose is converted into pyruvic acid. Here pyruvic acid is two molecules. Actually, oxidation of glucose takes place in two stages. This is the first stage. First stage is glucose converted into pyruvic acid. This is the first stage. Second stage is based on the availability of oxygen. If oxygen is present, pyruvic acid in the presence of oxygen, it goes to the CO2, H2O and NH2. Means here, in second stage of oxidation of glucose, what will be happen? If oxygen is present, the pyruvic acid goes to the changes into the carbon dioxide plus water H2O plus energy is released. So this process is called as aerobic respiration. See, glucose is converted into pyruvic acid. This is the first stage. And the pyruvic acid goes to the oxidation process only. In the presence of oxygen, it releases carbon dioxide and water and energy. It is commonly occurs in almost all plants and animals. This process is called as aerobic respiration. Simply we define as respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen is called as aerobic respiration. The term observe aero here in the presence of oxygen. The food materials are oxidized, which releases carbon dioxide, water and energy. It commonly occurs in plants, animals, including human beings. Aerobic respiration takes place in the human beings also. This is aerobic respiration. Second one is In the absence of oxygen or low amount of oxygen, absence of oxygen or low amount of oxygen, respiration takes place. That is called anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic. There is no air or low amount of oxygen is present. That respiration is called as anaerobic respiration. It takes place in two organisms. That is bacteria, and one is yeast. Anaerobic respiration takes place in the bacteria, which produces lactic acid and energy. Second one, anaerobic respiration takes place in the yeast, which produces ethanol plus carbon dioxide plus little amount of energy is produced. These two are types of respirations: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. What is aerobic respiration? The respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen is called as aerobic respiration. The respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen or low amount of oxygen. That is called anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration takes place in the plants and animals. Anaerobic respiration takes place in bacteria, in yeast. Okay. This is about oxidation of glucose and types of respirations, aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Respiration occurs. Where it is occurs? It is occurs and two types of organisms. Those are called as prokaryotes, eukaryotes. Prokaryotes means primitive. Pro means primitive. Pro means primitive. Karyon means nucleus. Karyon means nucleus. In these organisms, primitive nucleus is present. Primitive nucleus means undeveloped, unorganized nucleus. There is no development of nucleus. Nucleus is present. There is no nuclear membrane around the nucleus. That is called unorganized nucleus, not developed nucleus. So here prokaryotes means the organisms does not have well-developed nucleus. That is called prokaryotes. Simply we can say there is no well-development of nucleus. Such type of organisms are called as prokaryotes. Pro means primitive, karyon means nucleus. For example, bacteria. Prokaryotes examples are bacteria. In bacteria, where respiration process takes place? In cytoplasm. What is cytoplasm? For example, this is a cell. In the center of the cell has nucleus. This is nucleus. It's not well developed. Inside the cell has liquid fluid. This liquid fluid is called as cytoplasm. Cyto means cell. Plasm means fluid, liquid portion, liquid material. The liquid portion present inside the cell is called cytoplasm. In bacteria, respiration takes place in the cytoplasm. This total liquid fluid only. In bacteria, respiration takes place in the cytoplasm. In eukaryotes means EU means true. Karyon means nucleus. The true nucleus is present in these organisms. These are called eukaryotes. In these organisms have well developed nucleus, well organized nucleus. Such type of organisms are called as eukaryotes. For example, plants as well as animals, including human beings. We are also comes under eukaryotes. In eukaryotes, where respiration takes place. See here, cytoplasm. In the cytoplasm, respiration takes place. Mitochondria. In mitochondria also respiration takes place. This is the mitochondrial structure. See, this is the cell. This is the cytoplasm. Respiration takes place in the cytoplasm. Respiration takes place in the mitochondria also. Mitochondria. Mito means a small, chondrial means thread or fiber. The small thread-like structures which are present inside the cell is called as mitochondria. For example, this is the cell. This is the nucleus. Here mitochondria present. This is the mitochondria. Mitochondria also called as powerhouses of the cell because it produces energy in the form of ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. This is a mitochondria. It produces energy in the form of ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. Means it produces 7,200 calories of energy is produced. 1 ATP is equal to 7,200 calories of energy. It has some important parts. Let us learn what are the parts in the mitochondria. Around the mitochondria has two membranes. One is outer membrane. This is the outer membrane. Second one is inner membrane. Means mitochondria is covered with two membranes, outer membrane, inner membrane. This inner membrane folds innerwards. See, this is the inner membrane folds innerwards. It folds inside. That part is called as crystal. So I have written here folding parts. The inner membrane folds innerwards are called as crystal. It's very most important. As one more question. Next one. The liquid portion present inside the mitochondria is called as matrix. The fluid portion inside the mitochondria is called as matrix. These are the parts in mitochondria. Very most important for the foremost question. Outer membrane, inner membrane, crystal matrix. Okay. Inside the mitochondria produces ATP, energy. Because respiration takes place inside the mitochondria. 1 ATP is equal to nearly 7,200 calories of energy. This is about the mitochondria structure and their parts. Inner membrane and outer membrane gives protection to the mitochondria. Crystal folding parts. Matrix liquid portion. Okay, have to remember in simple manner. Next one, cellular respiration. Cellular respiration, that is respiration takes place at cellular level, is called as cellular respiration. See, almost all living cells can perform respiration. Almost all living cells can perform respiration. How energy is produced? When adding oxygen molecules to the food, all food materials are break down, like carbohydrates, proteins, fats are oxidized. Here oxidized means for carbohydrates, proteins and fats, adding of oxygen, then what happened? Oxidized or break down. Carbohydrates, proteins, fats are break down to release energy. This process is called as respiration. Okay, next one. Where energy is present? In the food molecules, inside the chemical bonds. From that, energy is produced. In this one, an important concept is there, that is the fermentation process. Fermentation. Fermentation means the process of bacterial respiration by anaerobic method. Here see, this is the bacteria. By anaerobic method, bacteria takes place. This respiration is called as fermentation. Simply we call it as a fermentation method. No? Glucose converted into ethyl alcohol. Glucose converted into ethyl alcohol. That is called a fermentation method. It is takes place in the bacteria by anaerobic method. Okay, that is called as fermentation. Next concept is how gases are transporting in our body. Transportation of gases in our body. We are taking oxygen. Carbon dioxide releasing from the lungs. How these gases are transporting in our body? What is the medium in our body? Is there any medium for transportation of gases in our body? Yes, there. Blood is the medium of transportation of gases, either oxygen or carbon dioxide, whatever it may be. Blood is the transport medium of transportation of gases. See, in this chapter they have given how oxygen is transported from one place to another place, how carbon dioxide is transported from one place to another place. Let us see. See, first one, transportation of oxygen. After respiration, when oxygen is reaching to the alveolus, once remember previous concept. Air enters through the nose, nostrils, pharynx, larynx, trachea, after bronchus, bronchioles. After bronchioles, alveolus is present. Alveolus. See, I am writing here alveolus. that is nothing but blood. Here onwards what happened? Oxygen enters into the alveolus, air sacs or air chambers or structural functioning of lungs. This is called as alveolus. Here oxygen is present in the air sacs. This is air sac or alveolus. Oxygen is present here. Through diffusion process, oxygen enters into the blood. Through diffusion process, oxygen enters into the blood. See, what is diffusion process? The molecules of high concentration moving into the low concentration is called as diffusion. The movement of molecules from its high concentration to low concentration is called as diffusion. We are taking air. So more oxygen is present inside the alveolus. Higher concentration of oxygen molecules are present in the alveolus. So through this method, through diffusion method, oxygen molecule diffuses into the blood. The blood contains hemoglobin. Blood is red in color because of hemoglobin pigment. Leaves are green in color because of chlorophyll pigment. Here in the blood, hemoglobin pigments are present, which gives colors to the blood. Which color? Red in color. See here, oxygen molecules diffuse into the blood. The blood carries oxygen molecules. Here, hemoglobin pigments are there. Hemoglobin pigments are very most important. When oxygen molecules are enters in the blood, these all oxygen molecules are combined with the hemoglobin pigments. See, hemoglobin plus oxygen. When oxygen molecules diffuse into the blood, these oxygen molecules combine with hemoglobin, which forms oxyhemoglobin in the lungs. This is a very most important. When oxygen molecules diffuse into the blood, these oxygen molecules are combined with hemoglobin, which forms oxyhemoglobin in the lungs. This oxyhemoglobin goes through the blood. When it reaches to the tissues, which divides again Hb plus O2, which separates oxygen molecules from the hemoglobin. Oxygen is reaching into the cells, tissues after it reaches to the cells. This is a transportation of oxygen. See how oxygen is transported? Oxygen transportation through blood only. Oxygen molecules are combined with hemoglobin. Forms oxyhemoglobin in the lungs. Again, this oxyhemoglobin goes to the blood. When it reaches to the tissues, from the hemoglobin, oxygen molecules are separated. These oxygen molecules are reaching to the tissues after it reaches to the cells. This is transportation of oxygen. Simply we can remember, oxygen is transported through the blood in that hemoglobin. Next one is carbon dioxide. While it's going on respiration process in our body, when cell performs respiration, carbon dioxide also produced. How carbon dioxide is out of from the lungs? What is the medium of transportation of carbon dioxide? Here also again blood only. See, carbon dioxide, transportation of carbon dioxide in our body. Okay, here carbon dioxide also transporting through the blood, that is called hemoglobin. So carbon dioxide combines with hemoglobin which forms carboxyhemoglobin. That is first one. Second one is as a bicarbonate, carbon dioxide transported as a bicarbonate, it is dissolved in the blood plasma. It's very most important bit. How carbon dioxide is transported? It is transported by blood only. In which form? In the form of a bicarbonate. Where it is present? This bicarbonate dissolved in the blood plasma. So both gases are transported by blood only. Blood only the medium of transportation of gases in our body. This is about transportation of gases in our body. Children, once remember these all points. See here, there are two types of respirations: aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration means the respiration takes place in the presence of oxygen. Anaerobic respiration means the respiration takes place in the absence of oxygen or low amount of oxygen are called as anaerobic respiration. Respiration occurs in prokaryotes. Respiration occurs in the cytoplasm. In eukaryotes, respiration occurs in cytoplasm and mitochondria. See, this is mitochondria structure. ATP means adenosine triphosphate, very most important. 1 ATP is equal to 7200 calories of energy. Liquid portion of the mitochondria is called as matrix. Folding parts of the mitochondria is called as cristae. Protection parts of the mitochondria are called as membranes, outer membrane, inner membrane. Next one, fermentation. The process of bacterial respiration by anaerobic method is called as fermentation. Simply we can remember glucose converted into ethyl alcohol. That is called as fermentation process. It occurs in the bacteria. Next one, how gases are transported in our body, either oxygen or carbon dioxide. These two gases are transported by blood only. In blood contains hemoglobin pigment, either oxygen or carbon dioxide. When these two are combined with hemoglobin, when oxygen combined with oxygen, oxyhemoglobin will be formed. When carbon dioxide combined with hemoglobin, carboxyhemoglobin will be formed. Okay. So blood is the medium of transportation of gases in our body. My dear children, these all points write one by one and remember, watch this video 2 times. Keep in your mind. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you so much.